I'm not the greatest when it comes to competitive Pokemon battles, but I was watching a recent video from Wolfeyvgc where he ruined a Pokemon tournament using a specific team, and I found one issue. It's no secret that I'm the greatest shiny hunter to ever live, so when I heard Wolfey say this...
Actually, I was also hunting for a Weezing with a good mark, and while I was hunting for it, like shiny coughing showed up, and I was really excited, and I saved, and I went to battle it. I put it to sleep, I threw a Pokeball, it woke up after Pokeball didn't catch. It woke up after one turn. It used Memento, and I was like, that's fine. Like, it knocked itself out. But yeah, I turned the game back on, and it was gone. So anyway, Shiny Weezing wasn't meant to be.
I knew what I had to do. I need to rebuild his team using only shiny Pokemon to show the world that it's not actually that hard to build a full shiny team in Scarlet and Violet. This is what happened. Our first and most important team member is Galarian Weezing. There's just one problem. We can catch coughing in Scarlet and Violet, but we can only evolve it into the Kanto version, not the Galarian version. Well, we'll deal with that later, but first we need to find the shiny. On the mountain in Kitakami, we make a poison sandwich, and less than 3 minutes later, I found the shiny coughing. Coughing knows a couple moves that can knock itself out, so I just used a Master Ball. Next up, we have Toedscruel. In the path above Crossaroya Lake with a grass sandwich, again in less than 3 minutes, we find the shiny Toedscruel. Man, this is such a great shiny. So far in under 10 minutes with 2 shinies, I think that's pretty good. Let's continue the streak with another nice looking shiny and a quick hunt. In South Area 5 with a flying sandwich, we can hunt for a shiny Rookidee to eventually evolve into Corviknight. This one only took about 2 minutes of running around for us to find it. For Gible, I decided to run around Area 0 since that's one of the best places to hunt it. I run around for about 3 minutes, then this guy sparkles. I still have time left on my sandwich, so I decided to look for a shiny Roaring Moon, where instead I find the shiny Charmad's Palmy. I was gonna hunt this next, so that just saved me some time. The last shiny we need is not in Scarlet and Violet. It's a Pokemon in Legends Arceus. I love shiny hunting in this game because it's so much fun flying from massive mass outbreak to massive mass outbreak. Because I've done so much shiny hunting in this game, I already have a shiny Hisui Typhlosion, so we're just going to use that. Overall, it took roughly 45 minutes of in-game time between getting Herba Mystica, deciding the best place to shiny hunt, and actually hunting the Pokemon to get my full shiny team. Of course, some of their IVs will be suboptimal because special attackers won't have 0 attack IVs, but I doubt that'll matter. If you want to see a more in-depth video about how this team is supposed to work, check out Wolfey's video after you finish this one, which I'll link in the description below. Also, speaking of videos, did you know over 98% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed? It would mean a lot if we can get that subscribe number to at least 5%. Anyways, let's get our evolutions done and get our team ready for battle. We start by evolving Gible to Gabite, Gabite to Garchomp. Man, that's a terrible shiny. Then Rookidee evolves into Corvisquire, and Corvisquire evolves to Corviknight. Not gonna lie, I think I prefer Rookidee's shiny. The Palmy line is great though, evolving into Palmo. Then running around 1,000 steps, Palmo evolves into Palmont. I love this beautiful guy. Toedscruel evolves into Toedscruel, another great pink shiny. For our coughing, we move it over to Pokemon Sword and evolve it into Galarian Weezing. And finally, we move Hisui Typhlosion over to Scarlet and Violet. Now that we have all of our Pokemon evolved, we need to fix their moves, give them vitamins, hyper train them, and fix their Terra types. I'll put on screen now an image from Wolfey's video that shows all of the IVs, moves, and everything you need for the team, so you can pause the video now or screenshot it. Our problem Pokemon are Pokemon that need an egg move, like Corviknight here, because Roost and Tailwind are both egg moves. In Scarlet and Violet, to teach a Pokemon an egg move, you just need to have an open move slot, give it the Mirror Herb item, and start a picnic with the Pokemon holding the Mirror Herb and a Pokemon that knows the move. Then, boom, you have the move now. Vitamins are easy, all you need to do is buy them from the store in Mesagoza. Each vitamin adds 10 IV points, so what you can do is round it off with feathers from Casseroy Lake. To hyper train a Pokemon, you need bottle caps. To get the bottle caps, you can either get them from the item printer in the Blueberry Academy, or you can buy them from this other store in Mesagoza. Then you can fly to Monovaria Town and talk to this guy behind the Pokemon Center that will hyper train your team. For special attackers, I do every stat except attack. Then for regular attackers, I just use a gold bottle cap. Last, we need to fix their Terra types. By now in Scarlet and Violet's life, if you've been playing the games, you should have enough Terra shards, so go to Medali and talk to the chef in Larry's gym and he'll change them for you. Toedscruel should be Water Terra, Weezing should be Fire Terra, Palmott's Electric Terra, Corviknight's Dragon Terra, Garchomp is Ground Terra, and Hisui Typhlosion should be Fire Terra. Now we should be ready to test the team. Our first battle, our opponent sends out Spidops and Mousehold Wily, Toedscruel, and Galarian Weezing. To start off, the opponent's Mousehold uses Population Bomb on Galarian Weezing, which does about half damage. Toedscruel puts Mousehold to sleep. Weezing does half damage to both Mousehold and Spidops with Dazzling Gleam. Next, since Mousehold is asleep, Toedscruel uses Acid Spray on Spidops, and Weezing knocks them both out with Dazzling Gleam. The opponent then sends out Garganacl and Gyarados. The plan is basically the same. Toedscruel uses Spore to put Gyarados to sleep. Weezing does chip damage to the opponents with Dazzling Gleam. Garganacl then uses Salt Cure on Weezing. Next, the opponent Terra Fairies Garganacl. Toadscroll uses Earth Power on Garganacl to do some chip damage. Weezing uses Dazzling Gleam again to do more chip damage. Toadscroll uses Acid Spray on Garganacl. Gyarados stays asleep. Weezing then double KOs Garganacl and Gyarados to win the battle. Our second battle starts with our opponent sending out Tyranitar and Earthworm against our Toadscroll and Weezing. This is a great lead because Weezing blocks Tyranitar's Sandstream ability. Earthworm's Quick Claw activates to Iron Head Weezing, doing half damage. Toadscroll puts Tyranitar to sleep and Weezing flinches. Next, Toadscroll puts Earthworm to sleep with Spore. Tyranitar stays asleep. Weezing uses Dazzling Gleam to do some chip damage. Toadscroll then knocks out Earthworm with Earth Power, and Weezing takes out Tyranitar with Dazzling Gleam. Our opponent sends out Garchomp and Hydreigon next. Our opponent uses Terra Water on Garchomp. Garchomp's faster and uses Earthquake to knock out Weezing. Toadscroll then puts Garchomp to sleep with Spore. I then send out my own Garchomp. I Terra Water my own Toadscroll. My opponent's Garchomp stays asleep, so my own Garchomp can Dragon Claw it. Hydreigon knocks out Garchomp with Draco Meteor, and Toadscroll puts it to sleep with Spore. I send out Typhlosion, who uses Eruption to do some chip damage. Garchomp uses Earthquake to almost KO my team. Toadscroll KOs Garchomp with Acid Spray, and our opponent forfeits the battle. This team is so insane and so much fun to play. I'm glad Wolfey made his video about it. You should try it out for yourself. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, check out this video on screen, which shows more of my competitive shiny teams, or this video on screen that YouTube thinks you'll like.